What's going on YouTube? Examples here coming at you with a brand new video. Today's video we're once again going to be playing in some ranked mode on Hearthstone. Now I'll bring you guys a gameplay with my Oil Rogue deck, I'll bring you guys a gameplay with my Face Hunter deck. So today I thought I'd bring you guys the Zoo Warlock deck that I have got. As I keep saying in my other videos, these are the budget builds of these decks because I'm not going to craft cards that come from goblins and gnomes if we can't use it in standard. But nevertheless guys, I'm going to roll up, find myself a match, and once I have, I'll see you there. Okay guys, so we have found ourselves an opponent and it looks like we're playing against a mage today. So that low feb is actually going to come in very handy. However, don't really want in my starting hand. I'm going to keep Abusive Sergeant, but I'm going to get rid of the Doom Guard and the Low-Feb just because they're high mana cards and we don't really need to see them in the early game. We want to try and get some board presence and some control. So that Void Walker is very good for us to begin with. Both Abusive Sergeants I would have preferred to have something different than just having both Abusive Sergeants. But nevertheless, we have got some plays that we can do in turns 2 and 3, so I'm quite happy with this opening hand altogether, but I would like to see a bit of variety in what we do draw, because in the past I have drawn absolute rubbish with this deck. I think I'm currently 0-4 in ranked play. Actually no, I'm not 0-4 in ranked play. Ever since I've been using the deck tracker, I'm 0-4. However, I'm about 3-4 I think with this deck. Still got a lot to learn with regards to the Warlock archetype and how to play it. I know that using the hero power even is one of the best things for this deck. So obviously it's basically a take 2 damage, draw 1 card hero ability that could potentially be a card as well. So it's not actually that bad. It's probably one of the better hero abilities that you can have within this game. So that was a bit of a random card to use, pardon me, random card to use that particular flame cannon on, in my opinion. So we're going to tap here. The Nerubian Egg is a massive part of this Zoolock build, and I say that because once we get our Defender of Argus we can taunt up the Nerubian Egg, and then obviously the Nerubian Egg has to be killed before the person can go to face, and if they use a spell or something like that on the Nerubian Egg, it still hatches our Nerubian. So that is one of the win conditions, I guess you'd say, of this deck. The other win condition for me is probably getting those Doom Guards out as quickly as possible. This person at the moment hasn't played anything too, I wouldn't say strenuous, but too big on the board. So I'm kind of tempted to put Piloted Shredder down and attack to face with the Void Walker. The Void Walker? Is it Void Walker or is it Void? Yeah, it's Void Walker. I know there's other Voidlings or whatever you call them in the archetype of the Warlock, but nevertheless, I think I am going to go the Piloted Shredder and then attack to face here. But there is one deck that I do want to build before standard. I just need to have a little bit of a deeper look into that particular deck and see what cards I would need to change if I needed to change anything regarding... Oh, that isn't the greatest drop, to be perfectly honest, because we don't play secrets, but that Defender of Argus is absolutely incredible. Just go Nerubian Egg, put this onto there, and attack. I'm actually going to tap as well just to see what we get. Lepinone's actually not that bad either. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, there was a deck that I do want to build getting ready for standard. I just want to make sure that I don't use any Noxramas cards in there, and I don't use any of the Goblins versus Gnome cards in there. So I'm hoping I can build that deck. I'm hoping that I can do that. But as I said, I need to look into it a little bit more before I do go ahead and build it. So this person has finally played a minion on the board and played Unstable Portal. So they're now playing, if you're holding a Dragon, gain +1, and I'm guessing the +1 it also had something to do with charge as well, so he's going to ping off the 2-1 off board. So technically we can't trade off the Divine Shields that he's got. The Divine Shields, what am I on about? The mirror images that he's got on board. I'm tempted to go with... I might tap and see what we get from the tap. I don't want to silence a taunt that's 0-2 because that would be a bit stupid. So let's tap. Ooh, Loatheb's actually a great draw for us right now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to drop Defender of Argus down. I could have put it in between the Mad Scientist and also the Nerubian Egg, but there's no point in putting it on the Mad Scientist, solely because the Mad Scientist is something that we don't really need to have as a taunt, even though it would be quite good to have the Mad Scientist as a taunt because he has to attack through 3 creatures to be able to get to face. That Nerubian Egg is the main solid foundation of what we wanted to use the Defender of Argus on, so that is why we decided to use it on the Nerubian Egg. So it looks like he wants to ping our Mad Scientist and possibly, I was about to say possibly trying to attack into it, but why would he want to attack into a Mad Scientist when he can't, because we have obviously the Nerubian Egg and also we have the Void Walker. So that wasn't a play that he could do. I'm half tempted to drop Loatheb into Ironbeak into his Shredder and then go to face, because the Shredder won't get the drop, but he can still use the whatchamacallit, the Mage. So I might trade my Mad Scientist into the Mage, the Argus into the 2/2. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to silence his Piloted Shredder, drop Loatheb down here. I am going to then trade this, and I'm going to attack to face. The reason I'm attacking to face is because if I attacked into the Piloted Shredder and triggered off the death threat of the Nerubian Egg, he could still trade the Nerubian Egg or the Nerubian that drops from the egg, which is probably what his plan is here. He didn't really want to play around having to obviously get rid of that particular Nerubian Egg, so I don't blame him with his decision making or her decision making there. So what are we going to do here? We've got Power Overwhelming, so how much have we got on the board? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 on the board. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's not enough for game, so I'm going to keep the Power Overwhelming for now. What I'm thinking of doing is Flame Imp, tap, and attack to face. That's probably the best option right now, even though he can use his 3/6 to freeze Loatheb so I can't attack with him. I think I'm going to go with this. Ooh, that other Power Overwhelmed, does that give us game? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, it gets us 1 off, which is a tad annoying. Right, let's put this on. Let's put this on. I'm just going to attack to face. I was going to Power Overwhelming, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to drop the Argent Squire either. I don't really want to run into a Flame Strike. That is what I am most afraid of right now, is the fact that he could possibly drop that Flame Strike and clear the board completely. So I do want to at least keep something back just in case. But at the end of the day, we have game, I think, we've got game on the board as long as he doesn't Flame Strike it. If he Flame Strikes the board, we don't have game, which is a tad annoying, obviously, but it doesn't look like he's thinking of doing that. So what's he going to do, or she's going to... I keep saying he, but obviously it might be a she as well, so I'm not too sure right now. Okay, so he's dropped the Archmage, in probably the hope that he can win this game still. Is he going to try and trade my board off, or is he at least going to freeze a Loatheb? So he's going to freeze a Loatheb. Basically what he's trying to do right now is get as many fireballs in his hand and go from there, but unfortunately I'm just going to make sure I've got game. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got game. So double Power Overwhelming onto our Defender of Argus, which gives us the game right there, which is actually quite thankful in my opinion, because I've been playing a little bit of this deck before making this video today, just to try it out, just to make sure I'm getting comfortable with it, and it wasn't going too well. I wasn't playing any ranked with it, I was playing in casual, but with regards to casual, you come up against some very, very weird decks. But nevertheless, guys, that is another victory under our belts, and that's another victory that you have seen on YouTube as well. I didn't actually expect to win with this deck today, so that is a bonus in itself. But nevertheless, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, please leave a like, rating, and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. Links in the description down below will be to my Twitch, my Twitter, the organisation's Twitter, my teammates' Twitter, and my sponsors, Nifty Customs. Any constructive criticism even or feedback that you have for me, just leave it in the comment section down below. I'll read through it and implement it into my future videos. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.